As any student knows, your Q card is more than a form of identification. It's a key to get into the exclusive club that is Quinnipiac. You can use it to get into dorms, pay for your lunch, or even pick up a quick snack. It's a symbol of being an official Bobcat. No one on campus knows that more than David Hall, the man who has been giving out Q cards, and yes, replacing that one that won't work, and even the one that you lost Friday night at Toad's for nearly 40 years.
Primarily I work with the card, ID cards. Students come to me with various problems, cards broken, cards lost, cards stolen, whatever. Tap has stopped working, I get a lot of those. And I replace the card or solve the problem some other way. I also am in charge of the QCards rental machine program for the student groups and for the vendors. I take care of scheduling the machines, making sure they get there, make sure they come back with one piece, no parts missing, and processing the necessary payments. That's most of what I do.
Before David was in charge of handing out Q cards, he had his very own Quinnipiac student ID.
Well, I've been on campus, I shouldn't confess this, but I was a student here from 1966 to 1970. 1970 graduate. In 1966, Quinnipiac's first semester on this campus. They just moved Whitney Avenue. And all there was here then was the library building before its expansion in 2000. And part of the student center, and Tater Hall, and what's now Irma and Dana. That's all there was.
After graduating, David went to get his master's in Boston, but returned to his alma mater to teach, and later got his current job in 1973. Although back then, there was no such thing as a Q card.
No, we didn't have Q card back then. I worked with the ID cards. And with the meal plan, there was no Q cash then, just meal plans. And I did do the meal cards, which then became meal tickets, and eventually in 1987 became the current system, more or less. It's all computerized now. It wasn't always. Back in the old meal card days, of course it was a much smaller campus, but every single meal ticket is a typewriter, type name and student number on it, manually. So, I mean, that's one big change that's taken place. It's all computerized now. Well, it's nice. It makes it a lot easier when it works. I mean, when it doesn't work, you're up the creek. But when it works, it's great.
Most students have met David Hall at one time or another during their stay at Quinnipiac. But for those who haven't yet met the man behind the Q cards, David is an accounting assistant, although I prefer to call him QU's Q card master, and also an English 102 professor. He's originally from Cheshire, and in his spare time enjoys reading, playing, and listening to classical music and cooking. But besides keeping guard over Q cards, the key to life here at Quinnipiac, David also keeps guard over a piece of Quinnipiac history. From his first day on campus in 1966 to today, near the end of the fall 2012 semester, David has represented school loyalty and commitment to what he still thinks of as his fellow students.
I love the students. And I have various kinds of faculty and staff also. And all the contact I have really is the best part of the job. All the people I see, interacting with them, that's really the best part. Blessing is wonderful. I love it. I'm never going to retire.
For the Quad News, this is Noah Golden.